Alan here. Um, Today I'm starting a series of short videos with tips and tricks, and I'm starting out with shooting tips and tricks. We're probably gonna get into off-roading and maybe some photography tips and tricks as well at a later date, but these first few videos I'm just gonna start with shooting. And now this first one here, this one is going to be slightly longer than the subsequent ones because I want to keep the tips and tricks videos to about 30 seconds to a minute max. This one with me explaining everything is going to be probably a little longer. The big thing about shooting pistols, however, is that, you know, training is important. It's a very perishable skill, and if you don't train a lot and frequently, you will lose the knowledge and the proficiency that you may have had with the pistol. And so the first thing that you have to realize is that in order to shoot a pistol well, the grip is, in my opinion, the number one problem area that people have. Now, a lot of people will tell you it's the trigger. People slap the trigger, people do this with the trigger, that with the trigger. And that's true. There is definitely a right way and a wrong way to pull a trigger on a handgun. However, if your grip is solid, if you have a good grip, small errors with the trigger pull will not show up as badly as if your grip sucks. And if your grip sucks, then even with a very good trigger pull, I submit that you will still not shoot as well as with a better grip and a sloppy trigger pull. So, how do you get to a good grip? Well, the first thing is that, so here's my current carry gun. It's the Beretta 92, and it's unloaded. So there's nothing there. There's nothing there. We go. It's always difficult to find those. So the Beretta 92. So the first thing you have to do is, when you look at the grip, is so your strong hand or your primary hand, right? You have your hand. You want it as high up on the grip as you can. Okay? Then you wrap your hands around this here, so you see how high up this pistol is now in my hand. Right? You see my flesh there is right at the beaver tail, and my fingers here are right in this little nook on the trigger guard. So that is as high as you want to go. And then you take your support hand, get your thumb out of the way. You take the support hand and you put it not straight, but you cant it forward like this, and you make sure that the meaty part here of your hand fits as high as possible into the grip, like this. Okay? Then you squeeze with these fingers, this hand you squeeze, and this hand squeezes even more. You really want this and to squeeze well. See how I'm squeezing? And then you have your thumbs, both thumbs look like this. Okay? You just get them out of the way. I put my thumb here and this one there. And on this side, I have obviously my trigger finger out of the trigger guard. And then you go back and you basically take your hands, and now see, you pull this one, so it should be like swoosh, and this is for a double action first shot, so it's really a swoosh, 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 swoosh. It's just a very straightforward movement, and you see the gun doesn't move because and you see my arms, my muscles. So this is work. This is actually a workout. Anyhow, that's how you take the pistol or the grip for the pistol. Now again, it's empty. So now the next thing Then is, how do you build that strength in your hands and in your arms? Obviously, your arms, you can do dumbbells, right? You can do these, you can do these. So, and that's definitely something you should be doing. But what for your hands? What about the hands? Well, for the hands, I'm using two things. I'm using this little green egg, and I'm using this. Okay? Now, this is where all this intro was just to set the stage on where I'm going with this. So, the first video, if you want, in the tips and tricks series is what's coming now. So I'm going to try and keep this short. We're already at 7.5 minutes, or almost 8 minutes. So I'm going to keep this short, and I'm going to just talk about the egg today. Now, this is something that I just have in my pocket. Okay, I drive the car down the road while I'm listening to music or an audiobook, and all I'm doing is 1, 2, 1, 2. You just take this egg and press it, hold it pressed for a couple of seconds, and then press again. And you do about 10 reps per hand. When you're done, you take the other hand. And again, you can do this driving down the road. I do this when I'm sitting in front of the computer. I do this when I'm out taking photographs. I might have this in my hand, and then just squeezing and releasing. Squeezing and releasing. Squeezing and releasing. That will build your hand strength over time. Hope this helps. See you around next video.